beautiful bestie and hubby. We had a lovely evening together, and then this morning we went shopping in Derby, and then to the cemetery to my mum and granny's grave on the way home. And now we're on the way home, and we should be home by tea time. We had a good look around Derby. We went down Saddlegate. There's quite a few shop units empty, which is a shame. There's been one or two rearrangements as well, where some shops have vacated one premise and moved to another premise. And we also went up to the dreaded shopping centre to try and find a floral decoration for the graveside. We also had a cup of tea in one of the cafes down Saddlegate that also doubles up as a menswear shop. This is Mr. Shaw's house. They've got coffee and cake, craft beers, music, and they've got the most amazing hoodies, really high quality. Now it said card only at the till, but the cafe owner was more than happy to take our cash. He said it had some counterfeit notes, which is why it had the card only sign, but was very grateful to take cash. So we did a cash transaction, and I had the change, so he didn't have to root around to give me a change for a £10 note. We had a very nice drink there. I must say as well, I always ask the cafe where their milk is from because of the whole Arla controversy. If I'm still not satisfied, then I usually have a herbal tea or something like that, which I know I'm probably going to be safer with. I've watched a little bit of YouTube content by other creators today, and there's a couple that I want to draw your attention to. The first one is David Curtin, who had a breakfast in Oxfordshire, and they were refusing to take his cash. In the end they did, because they didn't have change. They weren't going to give him any change, but he demanded his change, and in the end somebody higher up came up and plonked down a few pound coins. Now, can I say that Oxfordshire is one of the worst places for imposing the cashless society on shoppers and diners and visitors to the area. When Dan and I were there in September, Dalesford Organic were not taking cash at their coffee wagon, so we abandoned the coffee and let them throw it down the drain. And Burford was a nightmare, although we did find a nice independent cafe who specialise in milkshakes, and I had a really nice toasty. And the drinks and the milkshakes were good, and the toasty more than welcome as well. Plenty of cheese, but of course that was before the Arla scandal broke. We can only hope that what we had was safe to eat. But it gets a bit of a drag, don't you agree, when you have to ask all the time where the milk is from? It in some ways takes the joy out of eating out. It certainly makes one more mindful of where produce is coming from. You can hop over to my other channel at Cat Evans Cuisine to watch my Arla video, which appears to be going viral. I knew I was close to getting a viral video, but never dreamed it would be on the politics of food and farming. But there we go, the universe works in mysterious ways. But it kind of takes the fun out of eating out when you have to question everything that you're consuming. And I don't wish to be boring, but it is so important. The other thing is as well, at the time, Jeremy Clarkson's Diddley Squat and Farmer's Dog were also cashless. I don't know if that has changed. If anybody has been recently, please let me know down in the comments. But a lot of what Jazza is doing is very positive. Perhaps he's been badly advised by accountants. Perhaps they've had problems with burglaries that may or may not have reached the news, or he's worried about staff safety. All of these things also need to be considered, as well as the lack of banks these days. But if Dan and I can do it as sole traders, then anybody should be able to. Certainly somebody of Jeremy Clarkson's standing. Anyway, I'm not going to focus on the negative aspects of getting out and about. Just enjoy yourselves, and if it bugs you, take your own flask of coffee with you. And there's always a public convenience to be had should you be caught short, although I would advise you to research those places first before you start your trip, so you're not in a position where you feel you need to buy a cup of coffee or a mug of tea before relieving yourself in order to be on tea. In order to be able to use their facilities. I'm sorry, I can't help laughing. Anyway, the bowler hat farmer also put out a video about 2 new food additives, E120 and E904, which have been approved in the UK. So check all your packaging for E120, which is worm compound, ground up worm, and E904 is apparently ground up worm waste. Well, if you do your research, you will find out that a lot of insects contain something called chitin, which can be highly toxic, if not to all, but some people, especially those with health problems or intolerances such as gluten or lactose, things like hypothyroidism and other sensitivities to chemicals. So if you're concerned about this, check your packaging extra well. When we were in Derby today, we went to the Cathedral to have a look round. They've got their charity gift store on today and tomorrow. We bought a couple of things from a lovely lady there. Nice as well. It's so different. Beautiful. Fair trade, yeah. Nepal, £10. That's been reduced. That's nice, isn't it? You might have to try that.
That looks good on you, actually.
Does it?
Yeah.
The staff were gorgeous. We had a chat to them. It's a beautiful cathedral. And then when we got to Derby Cemetery, there's a traveller grave near my mum and grandmother's, and it was completely bedecked for Christmas, and it stretched quite a way. Now, on one occasion, probably about 18 months ago, when we were up in Derby one Sunday, we were tending Mum's grave, and we met the lovely traveller gentleman and his family who were there to tend his loved one's grave, and we had a nice chat. They've certainly worked hard for Christmas, and it must have cost an absolute fortune, and they live in Derbyshire but not in Derby itself. They live quite a distance, so they've really made a big effort there to make their loved one's grave look special. We went into Pound Bakery as well. They're in the St. Peter Street area. Three award-winning mince pies.
They look nice.
We'll get to those. And we bought a few goodies. Now, Pound Bakery is a northern brand. There aren't any branches in London and the South East. I bought some goodies to try on my other channel. I will be looking at the additives, and yes, I'm not sure about the dairy with which they are made. Again, we need to be thinking more about this and checking it out, but I'm going to take one for the team and try them anyway, so as not to be a complete spoil sport, but we'll do a little detox afterwards just to be on the safe side. And without further ado,